So folks, all being well, last one for me, this one today, and it's an edition, it's a late edition. Seen earlier before I started recording, 19 hours after it aired I believe, FCC, old flat cap himself, has abdicated. Well, I say he's abdicated, he's left. It's a 6-month hiatus, it may even be less, it may be more. I would suggest it will be 6 months or less. I may be wrong, I don't know what's going on in the guy's head at all. As I've said in the past, I was an avid follower of the channel, an avid watcher. Watched it all the time from its inception to more recently when my YouTube station channel started. I watch it less since because of time. Time constraints are really, really hard. I see the odd video now and again, and most days I think when I'm looking through things on the internet, I'll try to remember to look at his video just to see how his tips have done, see what his profit and loss is. I try to keep abreast of it because I like him and I wish him nothing but success and I wish him well and I wish all the people that follow him well, as I do with Mickey's crew. Can't say I'm as close or akin to it as I used to be because of time constraints and a few other things that have obviously, that some of you know, have gone on over the months. Nothing bad, but you know. But anyway, that's by the by. But no, I've got to say, it's sad. It's sad that he's gone. Hopefully it will only be a short time. But lots of what he said in his video, I concurred with. You know, at this moment in time, I'm struggling with family life and this and the job. It's difficult. I do shorter videos, but more videos, more research. But he does the research on the horses. There's lots there. He possibly does more in his day job than me, hours-wise. I do tend to do less hours, but it is pressurised. And then at night time I've got, like himself, wife and kids, grandkids as well. It's difficult, it's hard work, it really is. He loves doing it, loves what he did, gets a lot from it. I am the same, get a lot from it and love it. But it's hard. Today has been a case in point. Funnily enough, I heard his video earlier, and it's at a time when I'm really, really struggling to find time today to do the recordings. And I knew I had 9 or 10 of them. And I know that although they're all short, they take a long time. You know, luckily I don't do editing, but they do take a long time, you know. But he's gone for a while. No doubt he's going to be back. I'm pretty sure he will. His followers will be gutted, but they'll understand it, as many I've seen many in the comments do, and they like the guy, and rightly so. He's a fantastic fella. Only done it for others, you know. He's got a lot out of it himself, but nothing monetary-wise. Same as Mickey there. And he's given great insights. He's taught me a little bit about gambling and betting that I didn't know. He knows a hell of a lot more than me, a hell of a lot more. And he taught me some bits in the early days without knowing he had. So, great channel. It's going to be a loss, it's going to be a miss, but I'm sure he'll come back. He doesn't know in what guise yet. If it was me, Callum, and I'm sure this will get you in the end, what I would do if I was you, why don't you, when you do come back, just do every single Saturday forever, until the day you die, or until they close YouTube down, or until such time you lose your mind, if ever you do. And maybe just the festivals and the big meetings. When I say the festivals, like your Cheltenhams, your Royal Ascots, your Glorious Goodwoods, but also your Air Gold Cup meetings, your Lincoln meetings, which say you like, the Sandown meeting, the Duel meeting, Aintree, Punchestown, the Dublin Racing Festival, any really big Newmarket meetings, but meetings where there's 2 or 3 handicaps, because obviously that's the horses you look for, with the big prices and the big fields for the extra places. That's what I'd do if I were you, Callum. I would do every single Saturday without fail. I'd do the odd Sunday, but only if the racing's really good. Not just for the sake of it, because often the racing can be crap on a Sunday. But when it's really good meetings or really big fields, then the Sundays. And then other than that, just do the midweek meetings when they're really, really high-end. High-end stuff with big handicaps. That's what I would do. But that's up to you, innit? Of course, it's your channel, you're your own man. But no, you'll be missed. In fact, I'm going to miss you after 7 weeks because I've got this new thing going now. I started it last week. It didn't work out for me. It was one of Mickey's, one of yours, and 2 of mine. As it turns out last week, the one of yours was my winner. So for 7 weeks, I'm going to still do one of yours, one of Mickey's, and 2 of mine. Thereafter, it's going to be one of Mickey's and 3 of mine. And I'm not as good as you two, so pressure's on. But anyway, I'll be sad to see you go. I don't watch as much as I did, but it's only because, as I say, I've got this channel. It takes up all my time. You know the same with yours, how much time it takes. I know you've got lots of people that'll miss you, but in the meantime, they'll still have their own tips and they'll have Mickey to look at, because I know there's a bit of a crossover there. I hope there is anyway. If any of Callum's followers haven't looked at Mickey yet, go and have a look at it, because he's the same kind of fella as Callum. You know, costs you nothing. Everything's bookshy. He's very transparent, just like CAP CALLUM. Different kind of betting. It's not the volume of horses. It's not usually the massive prices, but he's going through a great vein of form at this moment in time. He's doing really, really well. He's every bit as nice as Callum, and he gives a lot back, more than Callum or myself do with our channels. And I'm not knocking Callum there, I'm not knocking myself. But Mickey does a lot for charities and injured jockeys and whatever else, so there's a bit of good at the end of it as well. But they've got another cracking community like Callum's. You know, have a look at that while Callum's semi-retired, and when Callum comes back, then you've got back to just Callum, or you've got both. You've got both. Both won't hurt you. Anyway, that's it from me. By the way, Callum, I'm not after any of your people to Mickey. I push both channels, yourself and Mickey. You know that. I'm just saying that's an option for people. I know they're sensible enough not to go down the paid route. I know they won't pay for tips anymore because they've learnt off you that it's not the way to go, and they've learnt transparency is important, and you're transparent, as is he. Am I going to re-record this? Look, I'm thinking of re-recording this because it's looking like I'm trying to pinch people on Mickey's behalf. I'm not going to re-record it, but let me just say this, Callum, that's not what I'm trying to do. And followers of Callum, you all jumped on me a few months ago for no reason. I didn't mind you doing it. You're back in, you lad, you love Callum, I do myself. Mickey's people back Mickey, but you jumped on me, but you were wrong. But that's fine. Some of you realised in the end you were wrong, but you were wrong. I've done nothing but push people to Callum, and I will do the same again. If 6 months down the line he comes back and he's tipping again, and people ask me for tips, I will always say go to Flat Cap and go to Mickey. I've always said that. As I say, last week, my first lucky 15, one of Callum's, one of Mickey's, two of mine. Because they're the only tipsters that I believe in, the only two. Nobody else online. So I'm not trying to nick anyone from anyone, and no one's asked me to do this. I've got no truck. I'm not close to Mickey. I don't know him. We've never spoken ever. And I'm not close to Callum. We've never spoken ever. A couple of emails with Callum, that's all. Never spoken on the phone to him. Never spoken on the phone to Mickey. Anyway, that's it from me. So sorry to see him go. I know many of his followers will be sorry to see him go. But I'm sure he will be back. And as I say, if it were me, Callum, just go for Saturdays. Every single Saturday and every big race meeting that's got good handicaps in there. And then you're not burning yourself out, because I know how it is, matey. I know how it is. And I know many of the nights you're putting videos at 11, half 11, 12 o'clock. Well, when you're up early next morning and you've got to work and you've got a family to look after, it's hard work, matey. It really is. Anyway, that is it from me.